Welcome to the Mad Panda podcast, where hip hop doesn't have an expiration date. I'm Nate, along here with my co-host Silas, and today we're gonna dive deep into everything hip hop. So let's get it.
And as usual, if you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe so we can keep building this thing. All right, I think today we're just going to do first a quick one, a little bit, talk about the Super Bowl that just happened.
Yep.
The performance. I think everybody else is talking about it, so we figured we would. And there's also a couple new artists that we wanted to discuss.
Dive into.
So, as everyone knows, Kendrick Lamar performed.
Yeah,
the Super Bowl.
halftime.
Before that, though, we had a trombone shorty who's a trombone player out of New Orleans, who's done some records like kind of hip hop theme, like infused jazz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, decent stuff. And then he performed with some singer that I think they performed "America the Beautiful," and then John Baptiste, who's a jazz pianist and singer, performed the national anthem. It was actually a little bit different than like in the past because it was like a music, like jazzy kind of blues.
Like when he sung the national anthem.
Yeah, so
Oh,
a little
okay.
different. Usually it's somebody like kind of
Yeah,
overdoing it.
yeah.
The singing. Yeah. And what was really cool though, he was playing a piano that I think they said his wife had painted,
Yeah.
but he had a Machine MK3, which is the drum machine I had.
Oh,
He had it sitting right there on top, and then he also had this other keyboard, an S1 or an S8 or something. I forget what it was.
I gotta go back and see that.
So it was just kind of cool. I was like, hey, wait, I got that. So it's kind of cool. But
It shows that you don't have to have $1 million worth of equipment to get.
No.
You need to get.
No, he had a nice grand piano and a $500 drum machine. So
Yep.
But
Oh, hold on. For those out there, I missed the first half of the. Well, I can say first half, but I missed the beginning of the game, the Super Bowl. So, yeah, that's why I don't know. I guess this performances, that I ain't see these yet.
They were cool though, and I think there was some other stuff that happened like in other like earlier stuff, but that's all I saw. But and then after that, there was 2 quarters of really boring football.
Yeah, they was getting spanked, wasn't they?
Yeah, they were. So, which was fine with me. I didn't want to see a 3P for Kansas City. So, but then after that spanking came, I think what everybody was talking about, and that's the halftime show.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar. Which I know that a lot of people was from what I'm hearing so far, I'm hearing a lot of mixed opinions about it. Like, I mean, well, for the most part, like I'm seeing like online, when I do go online, I'm seeing that people saying it was kind of boring or something like that.
Yeah.
But everybody I talk to in person loves it. And so,
like for me, I mean, I'm not the biggest Kendrick fan. I like a lot of his stuff, but I'm a huge fan. So for me, it was good. But it wasn't like the greatest performance ever. It was a little boring, and I think maybe the vocals should have been mixed a little higher.
Oh yeah,
because it was kind of hard to hear them. But I thought I liked the choreography. And the stage. It was simple.
Yeah,
but it worked, and it like flowed really well. The only thing that kind of disappointed me, and I mean, he didn't play any of the songs that really had that mariachi singer from LA. I was kind of hoping that he would have brought her out.
Yeah,
just because that was cool that he had brought her on his album. I had read some stories about how the exposure that brought for her.
Yeah.
So that would have just been kind of cool
to have her play at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like come out there just for her. I mean, that was more just would have been really cool for her. But it also may not have really worked with the whole performance and the way it was set up either. So
yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of moving parts that's going on.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, well, I'll say for me, I know it wasn't boring to me.
No.
I liked it, and plus, of course, I knew like every word.
Yeah, you were rapping the whole time.
Yeah,
long. I was actually listening to you, so I could tell. Like, okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, but the surface level stuff was, because with Kendrick, it's always something deeper and deeper, and it's a deeper thing with things. So the surface level stuff, I loved it, and the shots at Drake that he took, and having Serena Williams crip walk on
that was funny.
Bowl, which I don't know if that was. I mean, that's a double whammy situation because one, she did date Drake.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like another subliminal. But also, I heard she had got fined at the Olympics for crip walking.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they fined her. I don't know. It's like a large amount of money though.
When she won or something.
Yeah, I guess so. And
I don't know if you saw Stephen A. Smith. He's the
sports center. Yeah.
Yeah, he made a comment like that was my wife, I would have been divorcing her before that performance was over. All bad about it. Basically saying that he was like, she's like, you're older, happily married, good relationship, and yet you're out there crip walking to kind of like show up your ex-boyfriend. That's kind of the way he took it. Was like, you were like,
Yeah.
why are you bringing up something, like 10 years old, 10, 15, whatever, however many years.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it would be like, I mean, we don't know what's going on in her head. I think that it wasn't even really about Drake. It was just kind of like the whole thing. Like she said, she wasn't able to crip walk on the.
Yeah, so it might have been more about that.
Yeah, it's probably. But I mean, like I said, I don't know for sure.
It's hard. I mean, it's so easy to read into all that stuff with everything that goes on. So
yeah,
it has been funny all this week. Just online, there's been post after post of people like dissecting they're like, and his bell bottoms were specific, like cultural reference to this or that. They're like breaking down everything, and it's like, I know, and it's, he is deep with his writing. He's a Pulitzer Prize winning writer. So there is
messages,
some thought and some message into it, but I don't know, because they're like, the stage was designed partially like a video game to throw out his video game, but it was also partially like a prison yard, and then it was also like Squid Game, and then it was
like, people having mad theories on that.
There's the flag, but there's a split down the middle, so that's talking about the vision, and I'm thinking, well, maybe it's just so he has a place to walk. So I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, I'm sure there was some thought put into it, but I don't know if it's to the level of all these, basically, armchair quarterbacks that are like reviewing things after the fact.
And, some people just get way into their heads with it.
Into it. And that's kind of the same, I think, with the Serena thing. Was it just her celebrating,
that she can actually do this on a stage where she won't get penalized for it?
And it just
happens just because of the, Drake thing. Yeah.
Who knows? And I don't think anybody will ever really know the answer to that other than her and Kendrick, probably.
Yeah. That's probably it. Unless, they may come out
say something. Yeah. But even at that point, maybe they're coming out after the fact and admitting to it or denying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows? But.
And also, with the, I guess if we are getting deep with the situation, he had Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
So.
And there was some things, the way he said it, like, you got to behave like the white people want or something like that. I forget exactly what he.
Yeah. Like, you had to.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah. Don't.
I did like how he started. You're not like us, and then was like, he for this one or something.
Yeah.
And then he came back then. I thought that was actually kind of a cool the way to do it. Like,
that was. Yeah. See, that's what I like about Kendrick. I think we talked about this on a podcast before. Is that when Kendrick, because he don't really do interviews and he's not really online. So when he does, like, because we wanted to know what his feelings was about Drake suing him, and I guess.
Oh, so that was kind of his way to comment on it.
So like, even though we get a little bit like a snippet of it, like, see what his thoughts on it, we see where he like kind of sees it and stuff like that. And I mean, of course, we already knew that he probably wasn't happy about it. Who's happy about getting sued? But
it's funny. I was kind of thinking, like, what if this whole thing was like a huge publicity stunt, and then Drake was going to come out on stage, and they were going to do like their diss songs to each other, and then do one of their collaborations together. Like, that would have been like
that'd be epic.
That would have been epic level like trolling of the world. Yeah, if they had done that,
because I would have fell for it hard.
I think hard. Yeah. Could you imagine that? Like, if you're sitting there watching that, like, you fell out of your chair.
I probably been mad as hell too. Honestly.
Yeah, but I don't think that was the case. But that would have been some pretty crazy.
Yeah,
but
with because with that whole situation with the Not Like Us, we was all speculating that where he played that song.
Yeah, because everybody was like, but I think as soon as he won the Grammy for it, he was kind of locked into having to play it.
Yeah, it's
like you can't
you gotta play it.
Yeah, it's your Grammy-winning song, so you.
Yeah, and also
regardless of what it's about.
Like, also when he was performing it, especially on the certain parts when he was like, "Say Drake," he's looking dead in the camera, like he say Drake. I hear you like I'm young.
Well, I don't know if this is true, but his necklace had an
A minor,
so that was to it all too, right?
Yeah, it had to be. So I heard some people say that it was his record label or that he made PG Lang.
Where's the little A though? Just.
But yeah, I'm like PG Lang. That's like,
why are you just having
why you have a little A on it? You know what I'm saying? So it was like that was definitely a dig at Drake. It was an A minor joke. So yeah, that was definitely a dig. And Yeah, I mean, SZA. I feel like SZA. She sounded very good.
Yeah,
At the Super
yeah.
Bowl performance.
I think one thing that surprised me is that there wasn't more like another. I thought there would be at least one more. Like maybe some of the
Yes.
younger rappers that are on GNX who would them. I thought,
Okay.
but I think he actually rapped one of those guys' verses too, like on stage. That's what I was talking to a guy at work today, and that's what he was saying is that, and he's a huge Kendrick and fan, so he was like, yeah, he rapped so and so's verse. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that, but
No, okay.
but yeah, that. But then I think also because it was billed a lot as the first solo rapper performance, so I think they had to, like for the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
they made a big deal about that. I don't know if you saw some of that moving up to it.
Well, yeah.
Because in the past,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, because I mean, I've been knowing. I ain't gonna say make a big deal about it, but what happened was when they announced Kendrick as the Super Bowl performer, that whole thing with Lil Wayne happened as well.
Yeah.
So that's what, I mean, either way, I feel like I'm just happy to see that, we had rap at the forefront.
Yeah. And somebody that is
intentional.
Yeah, like not a pop rapper, basically. I mean, he's done his pop stuff.
Yeah, but
and he's on that kind of pop level in some ways, but he's still making intelligent music and he's still making, his music. He's so, because there's other rappers out there that they could have put up that
definitely
would have been just as popular. But so I think regardless if you thought it was a great performance or not, it was a good thing for hip hop, I think, because it showed some legitimacy for actual artists.
Yeah, showing that it's actually art, not just somebody just rhyming over a beat.
Yeah, somebody is actually up there. And the fact that he has a Pulitzer Prize and had just come off a Grammy win too. So
5 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought, like I said, to me, it wasn't like super exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really find his music super exciting to begin with. I like, there's a lot of stuff of his I like, but it's not like
electrifying.
Yeah, like it doesn't like pump me up like that, just because it's not necessarily my style. But I think it was a good performance overall. So
yeah, I loved it all the way through and through. Especially he played more of the songs off his new album GNX because those are more, I guess, hyped up songs.
Yeah, but what's cool is he played also like DNA and Humble, which are his two biggest hits probably, right? It's what most well known.
Yeah, I believe Humble is like his biggest hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, which those are hype songs as well. So
yeah,
I mean, he also played a snippet of off his new album. It's called Man in the Garden.
Okay.
Yeah, Man in the Garden, and but it was like a little short, like
poem. Yeah, I mean everything was like little snippets.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, overall, man, Kendrick did his thing. I'm proud that he got to do the Super Bowl.
That's a huge accomplishment. But what's also been funny though is watching some of the MAGA folk.
Oh,
yeah, like there was some guy, I think it might have been some congressman, and he was complaining that of all the hundreds of people on stage, they couldn't have one white guy. It was like, so now you want DEI? You guys just got rid of DEI and everything else, and now you're mad that that the Super Bowl wasn't diverse. Like, and then I saw a whole bunch of like people like Ted Nugent was like, Kendrick sucks. It's like,
wow, really?
Well, maybe that's because you were offended because you're a suspected pedophile, and he's talking about pedophiles. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, Ted, settle down, buddy.
Ted Nugent is he's a rock star.
Yeah, a rock star who's like a really far right wing, like, and a hunter, like not just hunting for like food, like he just wants to kill all animals basically.
Oh, really?
With his bow and arrow. He's a little nutty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he made some racist comments about Obama and stuff quite often, and
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, of course he won't like the Super Bowl. Of course he won't like the show.
But it's just funny seeing some of that stuff and watching people melt down about. I think even Matt Gaetz, who was a senator or congressman that just retired. He's also has been accused of underage flings.
Dang.
And so it's like all these people that are suspected or accused of being pedophiles took offense to him calling it, because he did say the word pedophile.
No, he didn't.
I thought he did. He said certified pedophile.
He said certified little boy, certified, and he's like,
Maybe I just heard him like in my head, like say it then. Okay.
Yeah.
But still.
I mean, maybe you heard me say it because I was rapping it the whole time.
That's probably what you
That's probably what it
was listening to. So, yeah. But anyway, it's just funny to watch people freak out. Like,
I don't understand the big deal of like having all black people on the stage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no big deal when there's a lot of white. I mean, a lot of white people on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody bat the second eye at it. And honestly,
fragility people that are
And honestly, what I see it as, he gave a lot of black people on stage a lot of jobs. You know,
one thing, and
a lot of lookouts.
We were watching it, and I don't recall seeing it, but I don't know if you saw the video of the guy with the Palestine flag. He was one of the backup dancers, and he was on the car, and he unfolded a Palestinian flag, and it said Sudan and Palestine. He's supporting him. And then you see security chase him off.
Don't wait.
Yeah. And then they hauled him off, and I saw something Monday that said they were still holding him, trying to figure out if they could charge him on anything.
Wow.
So, yeah, but I thought that was pretty awesome. Like, he did that, like,
yeah.
And I saw something, the comment, he just said that he was an opportunity to be on a stage and couldn't pass up the chance to make
stand.
That was dear to it, that he felt was important. So, yeah. So,
yeah, man. I mean, yeah. Good for him. Good for him. Hopefully, he ain't getting hit with no anything that that's crippling, like litigations or anything like.
He probably got hit by a baton a few times.
Probably that. Hopefully that was it. Yeah, I definitely want him like walking out of there getting sued like 1.2 million or something like that, defamation or whatever they would call it.
Yeah,
for it. But
all right, so that was it on the Super Bowl. I think the rest, you guys all saw the rest of the Super Bowl. The game itself didn't live up to the halftime show. So other than that, we were just going to talk briefly.
One last thing I want to say about the Super Bowl, or I guess about Kendrick in the Super Bowl, is that now that he performed at the Super Bowl, I feel like Kendrick is definitely about to usher in a new generation of rap. Because
like more people are inspired by it and coming out.
No, like I think he about to change the tone. So lately it's been, especially these past like 10, 15 years, it's been basically like party rap and stuff like that. I think he's about to usher in a new rap where people are gonna start actually thinking about. I'm not gonna say rap's about to go fully conscious again, like back in like
which is maybe more
early 90s or anything. But it's definitely
more lyricism to the...
it's gonna people gonna just start taking it a lot more serious now because they see.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So that's
the masses don't really want to think.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think the fact that he was up there, like I said, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, he just dethroned the biggest, I guess, party rapper.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about to. I think it's about to change. I think it's about to change.
So,
but yeah, we'll get into what you want to talk about first. Who you want to talk about?
All right. We'll start with LaRussell.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about two guys that are out of the Bay Area. One's been around for a while, but LaRussell's a new one. Not exactly what I would normally listen to, but the songs I was checking out, it's got that kind of old school Bay Area feel, and it's fun. I mean, talking kind of about party rap.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know the names of the songs. I was just going through YouTube listening to a handful of them, and it just had a good vibe to it. Like, he has a good flow. He was kind of rapping about fun, like, kind of reminded me a little bit of old Too Short stuff, but a little more bounce to it, kind of, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit more bounce. Yeah.
But it was just fun. Like, it was just kind of,
He got a song with Too Short, too. That's crazy.
That's cool.
And E40, I believe. It's like, I think he got a lot of songs. All Bay Area, like legends. But, yeah, man, I found LaRussell probably like last year.
Okay.
And, man, at first when I found him, I thought he was cool. I don't think it was a Bay song that he was doing, or I think it might have been a feature that I heard of him, but I thought he was cool. But then, like, I think recently, about 7 months ago, I started seeing him start popping up a lot more, and I'm like, and then I'm starting to hear the Bay Area sound in his music, and I'm like, and then when I'm hearing him, what I'm hearing him talk about in the music, I'm like, yo, like it's positive stuff.
Yeah,
I'm saying, it's positive. He's not really.
But it's just fun. Like, it's like a
In
the one video, I wish I could think of the name of the song, but he has different dancers. He's like on the street, like in front of a building, and he's got people. There's like some breakers and some poppers and stuff that are dancing.
He got a lot of videos like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
but it was just cool, like, because it was like kind of bringing back some of the old school culture that you don't see as much anymore. Because it was like real breakdancing, not just
it was just like
they were spinning and stuff. So
yeah.
So it was cool. I liked it. I need to dig into it more, but you'd mentioned it, and so
I honestly I was kind of curious to see if he was gonna like him or not, just because like I know that you really don't like do like the party music or anything like that, or like like that kind of music.
Like it had a good sound, and it brought back some memories, like some old kind of like had like kind of that late 80s, early 90s kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was fun, but it was still kind of positive. There was
and that's the thing I like about LaRussell.
Yeah,
it was very positive. Well, he's very positive because not even on his music, just like because I see a couple of interviews with him.
Okay.
He just always speaking positivity, and like he's independent, so that's a hard road to take.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think he's got the sound and to like, if he catches the right ears and stuff, I think he could blow up a little bit because he's got a good kind of vibe to him, and
definitely a good
vibe. So
and with what he got is like I said, I told you before that I want him to be one of the leaders of this new school, like, you know what I'm saying, like because I feel this is positive, and he's he's just out there doing his thing, and I feel like he's a good, I don't want to say role model, but like he's a good person that I think that could be like a face of the rap game.
Yeah,
like one of the face of rap game. You know what I'm saying? So I
think kind of
out there.
One of the things I like is a lot of the stuff that's out over the last 10 years. It all kind of sounds similar no matter where they're from. Like, you could hold up any of those trap rappers. I couldn't tell you where they're from.
Yeah, you couldn't pinpoint it.
I'm like, I don't know, but that was one of the kind of the cool things, 80s and 90s. It was like, oh, that's New York, or that's in LA, and definitely that's a Bay Area artist.
Yeah.
They kind of had their own sound that was unique. Oakland has its own sound because it's got a unique environment, history with funk and all those different bands that came up through there, and just that whole sound and that Bay Area sound. LA has kind of that different style funk, the more laid back kind of
the G funk,
and then also the jazz side that ends up in the underground. So it's kind of like cool because you can tell where people are
different
from,
regions and different parts of it.
Yeah, so maybe that his will kind of help. Usher that back in a little bit.
Hopefully, but you are right that a lot of them do sound like the same no matter where they're from, which in a way I like and I don't like.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily anything really important because it really doesn't matter where you're from. Good music is good music, right?
Yeah.
But it just, I guess it just makes me nostalgic for the old days when you kind of like, like that's a Bay Area cat.
Well, I would say with that, like with having the music sound where you're from, I like it, but at the same time, if somebody could just have like a twist to it, because I ain't gonna say like you said, good music is good music, but it is cool. I think the person who did it best was A$AP Rocky, because he's a New York artist from Harlem, but he had this down south Texas sound.
Like I always assumed he was from the South.
Yeah, but he blended very well because like even though he had like the Houston sound, it was always like New York. I don't know, you can tell it was like a New York feel to it as well. So he would like sample like New York artists, like older, like Big L and all that stuff, but like slow it down like Texas vibes and stuff like that.
Like do this just crew thing to it.
Yeah, and like it was like a cool like he had his own style. So that was a good spot to where you could take where you're from, but you also could take where you're inspired from as well. So
I think another one we've talked about in the past was Souls of Mischief. Definitely a Bay Area crew, and you can hear the Bay Area in their music, but you can also hear the New York.
Yeah, the New York feel to it.
Yeah, they kind of have that old school, not old school, but like that native tongues.
Yeah, the native
vibe to it. But they definitely have, in their slang and in some of the music they use, they have that Bay Area kind of vibe to it. So I appreciate what he was doing, and I'm gonna definitely check out more on him. So the other cat we're gonna talk about today is a dude named Bambu. Bambu the Pistola was his. I think Bambu the Pistola. If I remember right, he's a Filipino artist, but came up in LA, but is out of Oakland now. So that's where it kind of has that Bay Area connection. But he's one of those that I've heard of, and I know I've heard things in the past, and he's got pretty decent discography out there. But I just came across an album that came out in November, and it's called If You See Somebody Stealing, No You Didn't.
Oh, yeah. You see somebody stealing food.
Yeah, stealing food. And the video for that song is pretty funny. Like, it's him and his daughter in like a Quickie Mart, and both of them are putting stuff into their jacket and going out. But so that I saw the song, a friend had posted that song on Instagram or Facebook, and I was like, yeah, I like that. And then I kind of clicked, like, oh, I remember this cat. Like, but not enough to really know much about him. But then I checked out that album.
Yeah,
that's the title song and the name of that album. And that song, the concept of that song is basically, sometimes people need to eat, so if they need to steal, and the chorus says something basically like, if you're gonna steal from a store that's got a CEO.
Oh, yeah.
So what I found out is I dug into him more. He's actually very political, but also in kind of a lighthearted way in some ways. There's that song on there called Oink Oink Piggy Piggy. Mm-hmm. It's kind of about cops and stuff, and but there's funny stuff through it too. Like,
yeah, he got some skits in there as well.
Yeah, but then there's like a song on there all about, it's actually called P.I. State of Mind.
Yeah, P.I.
And it has that kind of it has that piano tone similar to New York State of Mind.
Uh-huh.
But it's basically talking about the Philippines and all the corruption and the former president and his son and like all the different things that they did.
Yeah.
And then there's a song called Intifada, which is about Palestine. So a lot of his stuff is very political. And then there's the one song which is probably the best one on that. Well, not necessarily, I don't know, they're all really good, but Kyle Reese, that's the one where he says, DJ Khaled with your sloppy ass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But that's again, he talks a lot about politics, but it's Kyle Reese. He's the time traveler from Terminator.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so there's a line in there where he says, if I could go back in time to have a conversation with my dad before he died, so there's stuff like that. But what's cool about that song is he's got his kid on there, and the kid's like, Dad, you awake? You smoking again?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm high, and stuff. And then his wife, Rocky Rivera, she jumps in throws a verse out on there, and she's like, you're wasting that beat. And she takes it, and
she killed it too.
Yeah, she does. But that whole album was really good. And I've started digging back in, and he's got all his albums are all kind of in that similar vibe, that kind of West Coast kind of funky,
okay, it's the same time.
Yeah, but it's all lots of politics, but also there's a lot of stuff about his wife. So there's a lot of feminist stuff.
Yeah,
revolutionary stuff. One of them's I think one album's called "You Can Never Have Enough Guns" or something like that.
Wow. Okay.
So he's kind of on that revolutionary side too.
Yeah,
which I think some of it just comes from being in I don't know if he was born in the Philippines or if he's just Filipino. I'm not sure, but yeah. So I would definitely go check him out. Yeah. Yeah, I think just go Bambu Bandcamp and you can find his stuff. And
yeah, because what I liked about him when I heard the album was, like you said, it was a lightheartedness, but he was still talking about serious topics.
Yeah, the album has a real lighthearted vibe to it, but
yeah,
he just has some serious shit on there.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it was because when you listen to somebody who is political,
yeah,
we have artists who are political, it does feel heavy. You know what I'm saying? It's heavy on you, and it's I don't want to say it's you really want to try to make a stance on something, but with this right here, it was it's a kind of fun way to bring serious situation in, and I feel in a way that could probably be played a lot more.
Yeah,
just because it's I
could hear a lot of those songs on the radio just by the sound of them.
Yeah,
even that Oink Oink. Was it Oink Oink Interlude, I think is the name of it. It's this anti-cop kind of vibe, but at the same time it's got this trap kind of beat going, and it's just kind of the way he's rapping is kind of fun sounding.
Yeah,
at the same time he's saying what he needs to say.
Yeah, he was talking about some real stuff all throughout that album too. All throughout.
Yeah, every single song has something to say, but it's also I thought it was cool the way he because there's the verse is something like, this is that old man rap. And it's got his kid, he's got his kids on it.
Yeah.
Even on that first song, what is it called? Watch Out. And his kid's like, watch out.
Watch
out.
Watch out.
Yeah. Which is I think it's kind of cool, that he's done that. And the fact that his wife is rapping on it too. So I'm going to she has an album out apparently. So I think watching that, I'm going to have to check that out because she flowed nice on that one. And there was another song on one of the other albums I was listening to by him that I think she was on, if I remember right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, he's definitely somebody I need to check out more. So
yeah, and I like that a lot. Him having being lighthearted like that, because I mean, like we got like you can go both ways with it. So we have Bambu, and then you can go like Luca route. You know what I'm saying? So where Luca feels like a little bit more dark and heavy, and
that Blackface album is definitely it's a downer. It's a great album. Yeah,
it's a great album, but
you feel like
you can feel it. You can feel like
you had to like stop afterwards and take a deep breath.
Like,
decompress a little bit. But this one, it's kind of like, I think we've talked maybe a little bit about like Public Enemy. Like if it was just Chuck D, those albums would be dense and heavy. But it's like you get him going and all of a sudden you go, yeah, boy. It's like it breaks up the heaviness.
Yeah, which is good because like you get a break from like I guess you get a break before you go back into the heaviness.
Because if a Public Enemy was just an hour of Chuck D berating you, you'd be like at the end you'd just be like depressed and angry and just worn out. Like
that's what like,
like,
boy, this was heavy.
But you get Flav in there that kind of breaks it up, and even on him, like 911 is a joke, it's funny, but he's actually saying something serious too. But again, it's just kind of lightheartedness. So Bambu does that all by himself on this. Well, I guess with his kid and his wife, but so yeah, good stuff.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
So
are you gonna
do one of our
top five?
Top five. See if we can get through one yet.
Let's see what we got here. Top 5 terrible songs by great rappers.
All right.
Let's see. Oh well, shit. I mean, this is personally my most hated song from Kendrick. Called God. Yeah, it's off the damn album.
Okay.
Now I think that album is perfect up until we get to that point. And for those out there, I know y'all probably gonna decapitate me, but yeah, I just can't stand that song, man. It just every time I get to that song, I skip right over it.
What is it you don't like about it?
I don't like the way he's saying. I mean, it kind of made me feel bad too because he's talking about he's talking about like God and stuff like that, and like this what God feel like. But it's like the way he's like, this what God feel like.
His delivery.
Yeah, and it's just like, and then like just the beat don't mesh well with me, and it just I just don't like it, and especially it's coming off of an incredible song before that too, called Fear. Off that album, he got a song called Fear, and that song is just beautiful from top to bottom. And then we go into God, and it just like it ruins everything for me. So like I can just can't. Yeah. That's one for me.
Trying to think.
Okay, Big Crit. I'm just gonna do people I know.
Yeah,
Crit. He has a song off of Cadillac called Life. It's the same sentiment that I got with the God album from Kendrick.
Okay.
Or God from Kendrick. It comes off an incredible intro called Creation, and with Life, it's kind of that same aspect. It's talking about he's like I don't like the way they saying it. I guess is what it is. Like he's like,
or just their delivery and stuff.
Yeah, it's like and then the beat too is like he's like I found life, and he's like life on this planet, and I don't mess with it. I skip right over that one as well. Let me see who was.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Great.
I mean, I know there's some
terrible songs by great people.
Yeah, like I guarantee you, Carrots One has some terrible songs.
I would say
13 and what is it? It's not Sex and Violence, but it's 13 and Good, and it's kind of a cringy song because it's rapping about a 13-year-old girl that looks like a woman.
Wow.
But
wow.
I want to say it's kind of written in a way where he's kind of condemning it, but I don't think it comes off necessarily like that.
Oh, okay.
But so I wouldn't necessarily consider that one of them because I don't remember enough of it.
Yeah.
But he's put out so many albums. I know he's got some bad stuff out there. Problem is I don't listen to any of the bad stuff. I listen to like De La Soul. I'm trying to think. I know.
Just thinking of all the good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, like with De La Soul, I'm sure some of the like AOI and Grind Date, those albums have some tracks that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what was The one with Redman Ooh, I think that I didn't really care for.
Oh yeah,
but I couldn't tell you why.
the one that was kind of like there was like not in a circus or nothing like that, but like Redman was kind of dressed up or something like that, right? It's like they lost soul Redman.
Video, yeah,
Yeah,
it probably was because that's the only song I think they did together. But again, I can't even remember why I don't like it. What else?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what else.
I mean,
I cannot think of it right now.
that is so hard because I kind of like forget about the ones that I don't like. I
yeah,
focus on the stuff I do like. So yeah, I'm sure when I made that topic, I had some thoughts on my head, but
it's kind of hard because, like you said, you don't really think about the songs you don't like.
Yeah. Slick Rick, I'm not gonna say it's a terrible song, but it's a very cringy song. It's from his Adventures of Slick Rick. It's called Treat Her Like a Prostitute.
Treat Her Like a Prostitute?
Actually, not that one. Indian Girl.
I don't remember that one.
It's basically like, yeah, it's just very crap.
Okay.
Yeah, hasn't aged well. Yeah, little. I mean, when he's talking about he's about to go down and she's got crabs and they're going hoo ya like an idiot. It's like,
yeah,
Lord, did you really just do that, buddy?
Cheesy.
Yeah, I don't think he ever plays that one live anymore. I would hope not.
Yeah, I hope not. Right?
Yeah. So I would actually say that's a bad song. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, Slick Rick.
Yeah.
You said
Indian Story or Indian? I think it's Indian Story or something. But it's basically like he's Davy Crockett meeting an Indian girl, and like a lot of his stuff at that time, it got a little X-rated.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I think just because it's hasn't aged well. So, but even at the time, I don't think it was that great.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see.
Let me see what else we got. I'm trying to think about different artists.
Looking around my room, looking for something to trigger me. Like, yeah. Schoolie D. I guarantee you he has some bad songs, but I have a soft spot in my heart for Schoolie D, so it's hard for me to. I mean, I love the song Saturday Night.
Okay.
But again,
it's not a good.
There's some cringy things that there was this trope in 80s and even 90s where the rapper would meet a girl and then the girl would turn out to be a guy.
Ah, okay.
And that's one of the verses on there. I mean, but there's other stuff on there. There's like, bringing the fat chick home from the club, that type of stuff. And it's just, I mean, I love that. I love the song, but I can't admit to anybody that I love the song.
Yeah, it's just got it's one of the guilty pleasures, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a guilty pleasure. But like, I wouldn't say it's a bad song. It hasn't aged well. Like another one like that would be Punk's "Jump Up to Be Down" by Brand New. An incredible song, one of my favorite beats of all time. But there's some definite lyrics in there that it wouldn't play well today. But again, great song. So that doesn't fit our category.
Geez, who? Yeah, I can't think of anything. I mean,
yeah, like I said, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't have enough enough brain function to remember all the songs I do like, let alone ones I don't like.
Yeah, let alone I'm discarding the ones I don't.
Yeah, I'm just getting rid of them. I'm like, I can't hang on to too much stuff. Think of like Beastie Boys.
Okay,
I'm sure.
What's that one Beastie Boys song? It was like
Happy Right to Party.
No, I like that one. Oh no, Power Beers. Hell, that is dope right there. Especially how they reverse beat.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like it's like some kind of like no, Sabotage is hard. It's like this little playground like do 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 do.
Oh, Brass Monkey.
No, not Brass.
No.
I
know exactly.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because I know it's not Brass Monkey. That Brass Monkey, definitely. Yeah, it ain't that one.
Girls?
Is it girl? Oh, you know what? It might be girls. The girls. I believe so. It might be girls. It might be. It might be. I feel like that's the.
I was gonna try to take the record off my shelf up there, but I'll knock down my Legos if I do. But yeah, I think it is girls.
Yeah, that might. Yeah, it might be. Yeah. Not saying it's the, I guess, terrible song or anything like that.
No, little cheesy though.
But yeah, it's. I would put it on my list there. No, because I'll be. The first two songs I just named, I skip all the time. But this one I might listen to.
That's like what I said, like the Saturday Night Live by School AD. I don't skip it.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless my kids are in the car with me, then I'll skip it.
You'll skip it real quick.
Yeah. All right. Let's try to do one.
Let's try to do one more.
We
got De La Soul, got Public Enemy, we got. What else we got up there? Beastie Boys, Tribe Called Quest, NWA.
NWA, like, I don't know. Like, I don't think 8 Ball has aged very well.
8 Ball?
Yeah. Master Gangster, that one makes me laugh.
See, I love Gangsta.
So that's the one where, what does he say?
Here's a little story about a nigga like me.
Yeah.
Never been let out the penitentiary.
There's the one though where the Mexican dude like sings a little song to him. Is that Gangster?
Oh, that was Dope Man.
Dope Man. That's
Dope Man, yeah.
Dope Man. Seriously. Soul's a crack to my sister, and now she says,
yeah. But that beat on it was crazy, man.
Yeah.
Dre was fool for that one.
Yeah. The only one like from that album that really I skip every time it pops because I have it on my phone, but it skips is 8 Ball.
Is 8 Ball?
Yeah, and I couldn't even remember it off the top of my head right now, but
yeah. Yeah, I really can't. I mean, another one that I probably skip is I guess from KRS-One. Honestly, because I sometimes listen to that one too. I would say Jimmy Hats. Was it Jimmy Hats? Yeah, Jimmy Hats.
Is it just Jimmy? Is it Jimmy?
Might be Jimmy, yeah.
But yeah.
But I think he was talking about like safe sex or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the weakest one on that album. That's off of By Any Means Necessary, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. That might be the weakest one on there.
So yeah, I would definitely skip that one.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess we struggle again from this.
Yeah, one of these days we'll actually get our top 5 on one of these, but anyway, I think that's it for now. Thanks everybody for tuning in once again. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Thanks.